They are rage, brutal, without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear, until it is done.
We have to contain this.
Sorry, you.
Oh yeah!
Cannot determine the cause of the demonic invasion until the Rezop satellite is brought back online.
Right, all I did was go into the office of my apartment development, right, and they refused to give me the form. I'll talk about that in a minute. This guy walked into the office when I was there, and now here he is parked out here, right? Stop stalking me, right? Don't ever stalk me again.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
About what?
Don't ever stalk me again.
No weapons, alright, no.
Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do is the same thing.
And get out of the car?
Yes.
No, I'm not getting out of the car.
All
You
right.
can go get your superior.
Well, I am going to tow this car, and you cannot be in the vehicle while I'm towing this vehicle.
Well, if you go get your superior,
That's not
he'll
gonna happen
clarify
right
that he can be set free because he does not
That's
have
not
to have a
going to
license.
happen right now, young lady. So either you're going to come out of the car on your own free will, or I'm going to assist you.
I'm going to get out of the car and walk down to that house.
No, you are not free to leave right now.
Are you saying you have authority over me?
Yes, I do.
You have proven authority over me.
Yes, I do.
How did you do that?
The County of Imperial through the sheriff.
You do not have authority over a human being,
All right,
over
well,
a free
you know what?
inhabitant.
Do you want to argue the point?
You need to go look up your
I don't
laws.
have to look at anything right now. What I need to do is get you out of the vehicle. If you have identification, please hand the identification over to me.
No.
Identify yourself to me.
And I'm not going to step out of the vehicle.
Cannot be allowed to leave this place. He will ruin everything.
I'm willing to take full responsibility for the horrible events of the last 24 hours, but you must understand. Our interest in their world was purely for the betterment of mankind. Everything has clearly gotten out of hand now, yes. But it was worth the risk, I assure you.
I'm back. This is your old pal Doomguy. I'm here with another video. Now, I'm sorry I haven't uploaded anything recently. I've been busy because until the demons finally figure out what they want to do with the next installment, I have to work at a restaurant. That aside, I'd like to say happy 4th of July, though this is technically the 5th. Now for today, I had something special planned. I was gonna do a nice patriotic video of beating people up that wanted to complain about the country. That ain't happening. Because trying to find videos like that is a pain in the butt, even though my Facebook, which is not going to be ever linked, is, like, covered in the crap, but whatever. So, we're going to be approaching this a little differently. Today we have a snowflake called Riley J. Dennis. Some trans-tard. Whatever. So this is like the closest thing I could think of that could ever possibly make sense. The video is how to be a politically correct bigot. Ah, boy. I can already feel the brain cells in my head deteriorating. So, let's dive into this brain cancer, and hopefully we can come out perfectly normal, but no promises. I'm just gonna quick add this right now. The amounts of brain cancer in this video are at extremely unsafe levels. I swear the UAC probably has a warning level put into this like their stupid demon invasion. So be advised.
Hi there! Are you tired of being called a racist, a misogynist, a white supremacist, a Nazi, a homophobe, and a transphobe?
Yes, I am.
Then you need to learn how to be a politically correct bigot.
By your logic, isn't that an oxymoron?
You see, the days of being able to shout racist and sexist slurs from the rooftops are over.
Yeah, if you look at history class, they ended back in the 1800s.
People are too politically correct now. It's like for some reason people don't like blatant hatred being spewed everywhere. I don't get it.
It is at this moment that I would like to make it perfectly clear what the point of this video this guy made is. Yes, this is a guy. The point of this video is to make fun of conservatives and people like me. Well, I guess I'm a conservative, so I'd count. But he's literally portraying us all as people who's like, I don't get it, why can't I just be insulting whenever the heck I want? Doesn't it work out better for me? And crap like that. And you'll see this as the video goes. I could tell by the name in the long run, but he is trying to make fun of conservatives. He is trying to say we are all racist, sexist, bigot, homophobes. And like I said, it becomes more evident in the video, but I just want to make it clear, that's what he's doing right now.
But anyway, because of this new climate of tolerance and acceptance, you have to be more careful with your words if you happen to be a skeptical, rational, free-thinking, patriotic American like me.
Frickin' idiot. Frickin' idiot. Remember when I said that it'd become more obvious what he's doing? Surprise, it got more obvious. This guy ain't patriotic for worth a crap. His whole beliefs, if you watch any of his other stuff, his entire viewpoint is anti-American. He's not a patriotic person. And you know, surprisingly, people don't like being insulted. That's just general. It doesn't matter if you're conservative or a libtard snowflake like this guy. That's just humans. Not to mention your whole American patriotic flag scene there was just total bullcrap brain cancer. You know what? Screw this guy. That's not patriotic. You want to see patriotic? Vote for me in 2020. Or you could just not call them anything and treat them like human beings like you're supposed to. That would work great, if you ask me at least.
We all know that white people should be allowed to say the N-word, but in today's political climate, you just can't. Too many triggered snowflakes out there.
Yeah, you are not one to be talking about snowflakes, Mr. Snowflake. You are literally one of the biggest snowflakes I've seen on the internet. Who are you to be talking about triggered little snowflakes, Mr. Triggered Little Snowflake? I swear, it is taking every amount of willpower to not come over there and beat your face in with my fist before ripping it off and shoving it up your a-hole. I am that tempted, bigot.
So instead, just call them thugs. It's just as racist on the inside, but sounds less racist on the outside. Number 2, instead of saying that you hate people of color, just say that you support national security. The trick here is that nobody can disagree with wanting national security, so anyone who criticizes you will look like an asshole.
Yes, and you know that this works through experience, you leftist moron. The left does this all the time. They did it with gay marriage. They did it with everything. Let's see, what is another example? Black Lives Matter. That's another good example. They basically go along the logic of, if you deny this, you are a bad person, and they disguise it. Excuse me, good example is climate change. Are you a climate denier? No, I'm not a climate denier. What do you mean? That's what they're playing. He's saying that us conservatives and us libertarians and people like that, they're saying we do that. That's what this guy's saying. Screw that. Anybody with half a brain in their head would know that that's the left's job, not mine. I say the facts, buckaroo. Not that. I don't hate people of color. Nobody really does anymore. And the few people who do are genuine assholes. But we're not gonna sit here and... I'm sorry, but where do you get your information, mister? Okay? Excuse me. We do not hide our arguments behind other arguments. Okay? When we would say national security, we mean national security. When we say color, we mean people of color, which, I'm gonna be honest, there's no such thing. We're all a different shade of brown, moron. We don't hate people of color. No, we don't hate them at all. I have nothing against black people or Asian people or Mexican people or Indian people. I've got nothing against them. Humans are humans. If anything, you're the person more likely to hate them because you keep worrying about their color or their skin or anything like that, or their sexuality or anything like that. I don't care. I personally think humans are humans and we're all entitled to an opinion. Politically correct bigot. In the name of pizza. Yes, I said pizza.
Then you can build a huge wall on the southern border and ban people from the Middle East and say it's for national security, even though those things won't actually make us any safer.
And of course, we can't have our daily dosage of snowflake cancer without trying to rip on Trump. We get it, you don't like the wall. But just because you don't like it doesn't mean it doesn't work. You know what? A fence does better. A fence does a great job. Imagine the wonders that a wall could do. Okay? I know you all complain. Okay, you're right. A wall will not 100% work. Nothing does. But it is definitely more secure than the fence we've got that's got huge gaps in it that you can walk right past with no security. Okay, if a barbed wire fence with holes in it can do a decent job, surprisingly, imagine what an entire complete wall can do. You sitting here talking about how the wall doesn't work. Look at the Great Wall of China. That thing worked near perfect. And it still stands. And just to beat this out of the way, any arguments of like, oh, yeah, how's that going to stop against a plane? I'm sorry, but illegal immigrants aren't going to be coming on through a plane. Okay? What's a wall do? It keeps out the illegals. The legals can come in fine, but it's the illegal ones that it doesn't do. And last I checked, Trump wanted to use the wall to keep illegal immigrants from Mexico out, not people of color. Did he say he's gonna start chucking black people over through the other side? I think not. I think not.
The important part is they look like they'll make us safer, and they'll keep people of color out. It's a win-win.
Nope. Already covered this.
Number 3, if you want to lead a harassment campaign against someone, make sure that you display a disclaimer saying that you don't condone harassment. You see, an old-fashioned harassment campaign is seen as offensive nowadays.
Oh, you mean like the Women's March? If you're gonna do something like that, you just gotta say that it's not offensive or anything. Last I remember, that's what the Women's March was. They wouldn't let males who agreed with their cause go with them. They wouldn't let gays in. Quite offensive, actually, considering the fact that it was making fun of Trump and all his supporters while also kicking out people that they claimed to stand with. You mean like that? Because that does kind of match the description of what you're talking about here. And people didn't really like that either. So, yeah, it makes sense. So, I'm just going to assume that you mean things like the Women's March and most riots that occur. I'm going to assume you mean things like that.
Something about bullying marginalized people or some shit like that. So instead of telling people what you're doing, just do all of the same things, but don't say that you're doing it.
And you have yet again described the left perfectly, my kind sir. Third time in this video. First, you're talking about some method. I don't feel like going back and watching it. But this is exactly what you do. You are all the things you claim not to be. You support all the things you're against. A good example would be Black Lives stuff. They claim that blacks are treated terribly in this country and that they're here to give them the rights they deserve. You want to know what they do? They separate them. They make districts that... I'm not joking. This is what they do. They literally separate the blacks and the whites, but they just claim that it's for equality. If whites are gonna have a TV channel, blacks should have their own TV channel. Or you could both share one. Which one's more equal? Each person getting a separate channel, or both getting to watch the same channel? Or let's look at it this way. Oh, the whites get their own special community, we should give the blacks one. No, that's literally separating the blacks from the whites. It's more equal to have the blacks and the whites live in the same community than to force them into two separate communities. You are literally describing your own maneuvers and your own tactics and saying they belong to the right. But a person with a brain in their head, unlike you, Mr. Retard, they're gonna see right away that you are describing exactly what you guys do. This is what the left does. This is what liberals do. This is what you do. You're describing your own maneuvers. You know, it was obvious from the very beginning that you made this video to make fun of us conservatives, but really, you're doing a much better job at making fun of yourself.
Essentially, you want to make it easy for your hundreds of thousands of followers to go harass someone by giving them all the information they need, but not actually directly telling them to do it. If you make it easy enough for them, they'll do it whether you tell them to or not. And this way, you can avoid any responsibility. It's like putting a really tasty treat in front of a hungry dog and then telling the dog that it shouldn't eat the treat. It's still gonna do it, but then it's not your fault because you told it not to.
Oh my gosh, did you just describe my 2 loyal subscribers as dogs. Bark, 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 bark. You're a dog. Okay, have you ever heard of something called free-minded? I give people the facts. What they do with those facts is up to them. Okay? This situation, you described it right, but you described it in a way that makes it sound bad, even if it is right. I'm not responsible for my 2 subscribers. And then you've got people like Rags or Undoomed or Ben Shapiro or anybody like that. They're not responsible for the people who listen to them. They just give them the facts so that they know what's actually happening. And so they know how to combat it when needed. I'm never sending somebody else on the offensive. As conservatives, most of the time we should be on the defense. The best offense is a good defense in our case. If some retard decides to take one of my videos and go harass you with it, that's not on me because I never told him to. You seem to misunderstand that when I tell somebody not to do something, or when I say I don't want you to do this, or even if I don't say anything about it, it's not my responsibility. I don't want anybody who watches my videos to go bully you, as stupid as you are. I'm not responsible for their actions, though. I can't control them. I don't even know where they live. You expect me to control somebody that, for all I know, is some Japanese kid who's sitting here watching my videos while having anime music playing in the background? I don't know. I definitely can't control him if I don't even know who he is, or if he's even a he. You can't expect me to control the people that watch my videos. You can't expect anybody to control the people who watch their videos. You can't expect to control your subscribers. And your people are literally the more likely of the 2 groups to go out harassing people. I'm not saying that conservative people do. I know that's one of the big things with Undoom's channel, for example. He's the guy that I watch a lot. One of his problems that he has to deal with is people talking about this a lot. Okay? There are douchebags on both sides. Your side just happens to have more of them. Dork. Go put your pants on your head.
Number 4. Don't call people feminazis, just call them feminist extremists. Back in the day, feminazi was a perfectly good insult.
Or we could just call them feminists. I mean, I know you guys don't want to believe it, but feminist is actually a pretty good insult all on its own. You people are just too crazy to see it. And you know what? If I want to call somebody a feminazi, I'll call them a feminazi. If I want to call them a feminist extremist, I'll call them a feminist extremist. Like you're about to say, they all mean the same thing. They're all just as good insults if I seriously want to. Don't tell me what to call them. Okay? Dork. If I want to call them a feminazi, I'll call them a feminazi. I personally just call them feminists. Feminists. They all get the job done. Seriously, it doesn't matter which one you use, because as long as you're a normal person who isn't a crazy feminist, they're all just as insulting. Like I said, you people are just too stupid to see it.
You could dismiss the arguments of any annoying feminist with just one word, but now, thanks to PC culture, we have to use 2 words.
Oh no, now that feminist retards run the world, we have to use 2 words to insult them. No. You know, there's one thing you said there that is so far from true, it's ridiculous. You used to be able to dismiss the argument of a feminist with 1 word. No. Can't dismiss an argument with a feminist with an entire frickin' dictionary. Which they'll tell you to use a lot. No, whatever you say, they're just gonna use it as an excuse to go ramble blah ha da ba ha la la. You just stupid moron. It's obviously clips like this that make it clear he's trying to make fun of conservatives, but you get the idea. It's just so stupid.
Feminist extremists. Still, it's a good way to concerns of anyone who criticizes you, so I highly recommend using it. Number 5, instead of saying that you hate trans people, just say that you wouldn't date them.
But I don't hate trans people. I just wouldn't date them. Seriously, that's what it genuinely is for us. I don't hate people. Like I said before, I don't hate blacks, I don't hate Asians, I don't hate Indians, I don't hate Hispanics, I don't hate gays, I don't hate trans, I don't hate white. I guess at this point I'm getting to a point where I should say that I hate everybody equally, but you get the idea. I just wouldn't date a trans person. Why? Because they're still, in your case, a guy. You're still a guy, they're still a girl, whatever. But I don't hate them. I seriously don't hate them. I just wouldn't date them. You literally took what we actually mean and told us go ahead and say that. Except for when we do, you're gonna say that we hate you. You dork butt. Listen to yourself. You are successfully making more fun of you than you are of me. And I'm in the group you're trying to make fun of.
Thanks to all the liberal, leftist, communist transgenders out there, it's now not okay to hate someone just because they're trans.
We've been over this.
That's ridiculous. You know it, I know it, we both know it. So to get around this, just say you would never date a trans person. It's a good way of getting your message across without explicitly saying it. Plus, if anyone criticizes you, you can just call them a rapist and claim that they're trying to force you to have sex with a transgender person.
Again, you have succeeded at describing your own slippery tactics with flying colors. The only difference is you don't use it for trans. You just say, oh, he's a white male who's across the room picking his nose. I've been raped. Are you trying to say that we do what you do? You are seriously saying you are not what you are. You are saying we do all the things that you do. How stupid are you? Seriously, the brain cells are dying by the second. Just trying to figure out what's going on in your head. I know you're making fun of us, but you are saying you're trying to make fun of us by saying we do what you do. Are you just regurgitating what we say, like, how this is what you do? Or do you genuinely think we do this, or what? Please answer.
Because, remember, implicit bias is fake news.
You guys say fake news literally just as much as conservatives, moron.
Number 6, don't call yourself a white supremacist. Just say that racism doesn't exist.
Yeah, like anybody ever goes around saying, hey, I'm a white supremacist. We all know what that means, and nobody calls themselves that because it doesn't exist. Besides, we all know that it's green supremacists that we really need to worry about.
The people of color are ruining our country. White supremacist has all sorts of negative connotations now. White nationalist is sometimes okay, but not always. The easiest way around this is just to say that you have white pride and to complain about reverse racism and white genocide.
Or you can just say I'm white. Or let your visual appearance take care of it all. That would work.
Talk about the evils of multiculturalism. Laugh about the people of color who will die because of environmental racism.
Wow, you're making white supremacy sound pretty bad. Guess it's a good thing that it's just a leftist fantasy that doesn't exist. Or else we'd have a lot of crackers to deal with. A lot of them. Also, I'd like to point out that what you're describing as your solution is literally douchier than calling yourself a white supremacist. No joke. Keep that one in mind.
Yell at people when they don't speak English. But if anyone calls you a white supremacist, you deny it. The label might fit, but it's not politically correct. Number 7, instead of saying you support the alt-right, say that you're a centrist who just wants to hear both sides.
Or you can, call yourself a conservative, or a libertarian, or whatever the proper term for your political views are. That works. It's probably a lot easier, too. Not to mention it's a bit more accurate. Bull crap you're telling us here. Okay? The alt-right is kind of a jerk. I'm going to be honest. There is a difference between being conservative and being alt-right. Alt-right is basically the conservative extremists, and I don't think any extremists are good. I may have some very strong conservative views, but I am no extremist. Conservative extremists end up being pretty nasty.
This one's easy. People love centrists, even though it's a logical fallacy to claim that the two extremes are bad and the center is good. It's called an argument to moderation. Look it up. But if you say you're a centrist, nobody can say that you're actually alt-right. And then all you have to do is ignore the left and constantly give a platform to the right.
Oh, you mean use yet another leftist maneuver? That's what a lot of you do. Not all of you, but a decent amount of you say, oh, I'm neutral, and they only give a platform to the left. Or the more common one is like, I want to hear both sides and then only listen to one side and blot out the other. Again, you're describing your own maneuvers perfectly, but you haven't even gotten mine accurate. Retard.
Make sure you challenge the left on all their ideas, but allow the alt-right to speak freely. It's genius, really.
Oh, it is. It really is. Why do you think that conservatives are so weak in this country now? It's because you use that exact same tactic on us. We never use it. Our tactics are facts and cold hard honesty that's gonna hurt at times. Again, you only know this works from experience. It is genius, you're right. It's a very bad genius.
Say that you support free speech and hearing out both sides. People love that shit, and they won't even see how it works to empower the alt-right. And that, my friends, is how you can be a politically correct bigot. I hope this advice was helpful for you, and if you appreciate it, please press that thumbs down button. I know it seems counterintuitive, but a thumbs down is the politically correct thumbs up. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.
Actually, yeah, you know what? You kind of invited it, so go ahead and give his video a thumbs down. But it's... You see, give him a thumbs down because it's the honest way of saying this is bullcrap and I hate it. So go ahead and do that and give my video a thumbs up because that's the honest way of saying you like it. Well, this has been your old pal Doomguy. I hope you liked this and I will see y'all in the next video. Keep on ripping and tearing.